This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Boston Capital, Twiddle Steve on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tapping birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I bet
You
him
did
at,
too?
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
Why the fuck would I not bet Rory?
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday night. It's your boy, Capper, with Twiddler Steve. Steve, can you dig it?
Is that a reference to my new quarterback that we signed tonight?
No, it's a reference to my new wide receiver.
Oh, it's Stephon Diggs. I didn't even see that. You got Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, buddy. We got Stephon Diggs. Andy's on track to play week 1. Let's go.
Very good. All right. Why don't we save the football talk to the end, though? You know, we do.
Fine.
We've gotten comments that we do a lot of grad ass before we actually talk about golf, since we are a golf podcast. But yeah, obviously, if you haven't listened to the show much, I am a rabid New York Giants fan. Boston Capper is a self-explanatory Buffalo Bills fan, if you guys couldn't guess that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
of course. Yeah, of course he's a Patriots fan. So both our teams had something happen tonight. We'll save that to the end, though. Let's talk golf. Let's talk the Houston Open. So on Sunday, I kind of just did like a vanilla preview of everything. And we didn't, neither of us really gave our takes as far as like what we're specifically looking for this week in players or like looking at past tournaments, seeing what we like. So why don't I start with you, Boston Capper? Houston Open, Memorial Park. We'll get to the weather stuff in a little bit, but just high level, what were some of the strategies you took this week to assessing the board and filling out your betting card? Like what types of players, skill sets did you really value this week?
So, I mean, just like my guess is probably what everybody else is doing. Bomb it off the tee, right? Especially if it's going to be wet and it's going to play even longer. And then around the green. I don't care so much about putting here. Around the green. And long off the tee. Don't really need to feel like I have to overthink it. I'm terrified of Rory this week. Terrified. Which means Scotty's probably the one I should be scared of. So my mind's kind of in a pretzel over this tournament because of last week's weather, and now I've been disconnected all day because of work and solo dadding, and like I've gone to the Discord a little bit, and I can't tell if it's a bit about the weather or if weather's actually happening. So yeah, I'm pretty much just a confused, scared schoolgirl right now, and I don't know what to do.
Oh, you need me to hold your hand through this episode too again?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, exactly.
I know. Yeah. After my ranting and ravings about the weather last week, blew up in people's faces. Yeah. Clearly my fault that happened. But
it wasn't just you, though. It wasn't just you.
No. I mean, technically, if you want to do math, like, yes, there was an actual split. It just wasn't as big as what people hoped. It really, that's all it depended on. But no, like as far as just high level skills, I agree with you. I think there definitely seems like there's going to be a significant amount of rain that will happen early in the tournament. And we even got reports today that there just wasn't a lot of roll in the fairways. Seems like they're a little soft. Maybe they got some rain, I think, last weekend too. So obviously that is going to help guys. If you carry it a little farther off the tee, that'll help you there. The overseeded rough that is 1.5 inches only made it less penal to hit it in there if you miss a fairway. So that obviously favors them. I think the one thing, though, I want to caution, though, is as far as like how total strokes gained is come up with at this tournament, like the factors, off the tee is by far the weakest indicator. It's just harder to separate yourself here. And even there wasn't much of a correlation with distance last year. I know the top of the leaderboard showed it, but overall with the field, distance off the tee wasn't as strong towards contributing to strokes gained off the tee as the average PGA Tour golf course. It was a little less than average. So don't get carried away with that. I think for me, though, around the green play is very important this week. this is one of the few tournaments I have seen where it is significantly more contributing to your total strokes gain as far as being able to separate yourself at this golf course versus other PGA Tour events. If you go through every single year, around the green play is way above average compared to the average golf course as far as how you can actually gain strokes on the field in that category. So that's a big factor for me this week. Obviously, iron play, long iron play, even though it's less sensitive to total strokes gain the average golf course, that's important. Putting on overseed, not three putting. You know, these are very tricky greens, especially from inside 15 feet. Like we talked about on Sunday, it's harder to gain strokes from that, that range because there's just a lot of break on all these greens. I think the one thing that I want to say though, too, I'm relying a lot on around the green play. And then you could say, oh, well, Jason Kokrak lost a stroke, around the green, still won. If you go back and actually look at how that tournament progressed. So leading up to the Houston Open, Kokrak actually was pretty good around the green. I remember actually when we talked about it, you said he's terrible. I said, he's actually kind of gain here. You're like, no, he stinks. So he actually had been improving heading in. First two rounds, awful. Booting around. He lost like 5 strokes the first 2 rounds. After 36 holes, he sat 9 shots back and was T25. But over the weekend, though, he turned around the green play. He actually gained about a stroke on Saturday and Sunday, a stroke per round. And he was just putting the lights out. So he was actually able to overcome that 9-shot deficit because, in part, he started scrambling a little better. So, yes, he lost strokes during the tournament. But you got to look at how that tournament actually formulated out, and really his around the green play kind of carried him to the win that week once he turned it around. So it's still important to me.
Was that the same year where he came in runner-up at the Valspar the week before?
No, this was a fall event.
Okay.
No, that one's like 2019,
man,
I think. We're going like way
brain,
back.
You know how my brain works, man.
Yes.
Not well with memory.
So that's pretty important to me this week. There was a lot of comp courses I use as far as golf courses with a lot of tight lies around the green, or like, a fair amount of share, like, obviously Augusta, Quail Hollow, TPC Scottsdale. I looked at, Congaree is a good one. I know there's only been 2 tournaments there, but that's a good one to look at. Renaissance Club over in Scotland. That's another Tom Doak as well, or at least he, contributed to the redesign of it. You see some crossover between that leaderboard and this leaderboard. What are some others? I guess Concession was one, Pinehurst, Southern Hills. I think there was a couple more on there, but I was able to identify kind of like what I did at Pinehurst a couple last year, where I wasn't just looking around the green. I was looking at like specific places where you've done it, and it actually worked pretty well in my favor. So I kind of looked at that this week, like not just like your pure around the green play, but like how you do these specific places. And there's a couple guys actually that just aren't very good overall, but at these certain places, they're a little better. So that kind of led me a little bit towards that too. So that's really what I look for this week. And you'll definitely notice a theme on my betting card for those types of guys.
I was definitely shook when I looked at your model and I was sorting by around the green, and Aaron Badley was in the top 5 for 50 rounds and 16 rounds. And I was like, well, how many rounds does he make the cut? And I was trying to figure that out, but I was definitely a little shook about that because I played him like top 20 a couple weeks ago for that same exact reason. And he almost got there. So I didn't like seeing that at all.
Okay. I mean, that's only one component, as far as like around the green is more important here than other PGA Tour golf courses. Make no mistake about it. It's third most important still on how you accumulate your total strokes. It just, the gap between like approach playing around the green and putting around the green is way less at this event than like other events. So that's why it's held a little higher for me this week. But still, I mean, make no mistake about it. How you're going to win this tournament is how you get your irons and putting. That's the same at every single tournament. It's just that I think finding the around the green guys who can handle it this week, especially with some of the adverse weather conditions you might see early in the tournament and possibly on Sunday, it's going to help you. So, all right. Cameron is not here tonight. He's gallivanting around the state of Texas.
Prepping, getting ready to have to root for Aaron Rodgers, I believe, is what he said.
I don't know.
He went on an ayahuasca journey to get in touch with himself to be able to relate.
You think he's actually coming back? I think he's going to retire at this point.
I don't fucking know. I don't care either. I didn't like Aaron Rodgers ever, so I was fine with that.
I think Kansas will be stuck with Mason Rudolph, or that dark guy from Ole Miss as his quarterback this week. But no, so I will quiz you instead for the tip chart, a little game we play. So this is the Houston Open tip chart. There's a golf tips checker on Twitter. He compiles the most popular picks of the week. And we let our co-host pick, guess who they are. Typically, it's usually a game between back and forth, but I'm the game show host. I'm Pat Sajak tonight. So there are 7 players on this list.
Okay.
I would say much easier than last week. I think you can get at least 5 of 7.
Okay, fine. I was gonna say we say this every week. Like we feel like we'll get it this week, and we never fucking get it. Okay. All right. I'll go. I gotta know when these tips were submitted, so I will guess Davis Riley based on the number that he opened at, and everybody hammering him. And I'm sure everybody on Twitter is touting Davis Riley at 250 to 1.
Okay. Wasn't he number 1 in the tip chart last week?
Yeah, he was actually.
He's number 1 this week at 66 to 1 that they say. And where did we get
blended
him at?
odds? Blended odds.
Probably odds. Yeah, he's gotten hammered this week. On it was rightly so. I think that was a mispricing of the week. He's been pretty good for the last 4 or 5 tournaments, and he's been good here. He's been good in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
So
I think Hadron had him at 12 to 1
week.
by the time I had a chance to get him.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. I saw actually a screenshot of what your offer at Hard Rock, and what was it, like 12 guys at 30 to 1? Like, get out.
30 to 1. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Ghost Jam put him in, and that's the shit I have to deal with. Me and everybody else who lives in this fucking insufferable state.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right, you got the number 1. There are 6 more players on this list. Let's go pick.
What about Sahith?
So that Tagal is not on the list.
Okay.
Strike 1.
All right.
Does that pique your interest? That he's not popular?
Yeah, actually, because I was kind of circling around a little bit. I couldn't pull the trigger on him yet, but I was gonna let you probably talk me into it tonight. Would have been my guess.
Oh, you know me so well.
Right, who did I bet?
I bet? All right, strike 1.
I bet Minwoo. Minwoo Lee is definitely on there. Minwoo is definitely on there.
Minwoo Lee is number 2 on the list, 33 to 1.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, I think if it's he's never played here, but all the things that we talked about, good long
save
iron
it,
play,
save it. We're just save it.
Sorry.
Stick to the list.
All right.
Save it.
All right,
Save it.
fine.
All right, we got 1 and 2. We got 1 and 2.
Aaron Rye.
You're just going right down the list. Aaron Rye, number 3.
Oh, let's go. I got a strike in there. All right.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if people are gonna look at that course history and want it. I'll go Finau. Tony Finau.
What do you think?
Tony Finau, can you hear me? Is this thing on?
I can hear you now. My internet's kind of crap in the bed.
I got you.
Okay.
Tony Finau.
I think we're good now. What did you say? Tony Finau's not on the list.
Fuck. All right. So I got 2 strikes.
Yes.
All
not on the list.
We'll go with
This is
Thompson. Is your internet?
Yeah, my internet's crap in the bed. We might have to get out and hop back in after this game. So why don't I just say who's on the rest of the list? Okay.
There you go. Let's do that.
So number 4, Max Grayson. Number 5, Potgeider. Number 6, Davis Thompson. Number 7, Thomas Dietrich.
Oh, Dietrich's on there.
So there you go. Dietrich's on. It's number 7 though.
Oh, fine.
So, okay. All right. I'm not going to share my screen because that clearly is, I think, having a problem with my internet. We'll fix that next week. So why don't we talk about the weather real quick?
Let's do it.
So there is, I think, I don't know if it's a perceived AM PM wave edge. And before I get into like the weather talk, I need to clarify something about how I talk about weather versus how DFS people talk about weather. I think this is important. There's a pure distinction. With DFS, you are playing against other people. You're playing against the perceptions of other people and the popular narratives, and you are trying to get leverage in certain ways. So obviously, if there is a huge gravitation towards one wave edge, you probably should look for ways to get some leverage on the field. And I kind of tried to explain that last week as far as saying, there's some uncertainty with the weather. That's one thing. Okay. You also have the benefit of waiting until the last minute, getting as much information about not only the weather reports, but the field and the pool and the ownership, right until the last minute. So with betting, you don't have that luxury. It is you versus the sports book. You have to take a stand. And the longer you wait, you might not be able to get as good of odds as you might have, a couple of days before. And and it's more binary at this point. You can't bet everybody. You usually bet maybe like 5, 6, 7 guys, as opposed to like a 20-player player pool DFS. So you got to make some stands. It's more binary. It's more absolute. There's more risk involved in it. And you got to weigh that. So when I talk about weather, it's more just I'm taking a stand on a certain betting card. DFS, though, obviously you got to be a little more imaginative and take risks at that point and maybe go against the grain. Okay. So that's ball knowers after dark, how they talk about it. This is hold the green, how we talk about the weather. Okay.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
So this is what I'm looking at for this week. There is a risk on Thursday of rain, pretty significant. I would say moderate amount of rain, where wind is going to come up sometime in the afternoon, maybe late morning. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what we just saw with at Valspar, where once things get to be around 10 a.m., it's kind of crappy for everybody at that point. So where's really the edge on Thursday? Maybe the really, really early guys get out, who can get most of their round done.
Yeah.
But as far as Thursday goes, there's the risk of how much rain we're going to get, how much wind we're going to get. There's also a forecast out there with some electricity in that rain.
That's no good.
That would really screw things up. So that, to me at least, and Friday, it looks like a complete washout at this point. Like that one looks like there definitely will be thunderstorms at some point. I'm pretty convinced there will be some sort of delay at some point between Thursday and Friday, which at that point,
everything's out the window.
Yeah, everything's out the window. Also, even if there isn't, it does look like on at least a lot of weather reports I'm looking at, guys in the morning have to play in rain. And let me tell you something, like these guys don't handle that well. Once you get a golf ball wet and it's raining, the ball spins funny when you add that element to it. So who's to say that if you get, a moderate amount of rain in the morning, these guys are going to miss greens as frequently as the guys, in the afternoon if there's a little more wind. I've also kind of wondered too, how much wind does it actually impact this place? Because at least off the tee, it's not that penal. So what's the penalty if there's wind, if you're missing more fairways? I would say it probably affects you around the green. But if it's raining for the AM guys, it's probably just going to be pretty challenging conditions too. And if there's going to be a delay, I think on Friday, push everything a lot, or at least a lot of golf to Saturday, like where's the edge? So I'm not going to worry about it. A wave edge. I'm going to pick my guys. I'm going to pick the guys I like, the skill sets I like. And it just so happened the guys I bet is kind of a 50-50 split anyways between AM and PM, which I kind of like that.
All right.
But for betting, I think there is too much uncertainty in this forecast where I think there will be a delay at some point. I don't know when, but I think there's too much uncertainty to try and take a stand right now. If you get clarity with DFS, obviously you can take a stand there, but we're putting together a betting card. We got to make a stand now. And this is just where I'm at tonight. So I'm not going to worry about the weather.
All right. I like it.
All right. Why don't we go to top of the board then?
Yeah.
So Scotty versus Rory.
Yeah.
The never ending battle.
Yeah, seriously.
You said you're scared of Rory, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Talk about it. Expand on that that concept.
So I mean, this is if it's going to play how we say it's going to play, right? Where you're going to need long carry off. Long carry is an advantage off the box, right? You don't necessarily need it. He's got a hell of a lot better around the greens lately. He's actually out winning tournaments. He's making his putts. He is clearly able to beat the top level fields. The thing that worries me about him is that he didn't seem to give a shit about winning the Players Championship. How focused is he on Augusta, right? He's always obviously laser focused on it. So I don't know. I feel like this is good prep for Augusta. He's changing it up a little bit. I'm really scared of him, and I think he's going to come into Augusta with probably the best form we've seen in a long time. And seeing Scotty throw those temper tantrums, and like I've said about him before, I feel like he doesn't face adversity very well, and you can see that when like he misses a putt, he does that like to his caddy and the crowd. Like I don't know. And look, it's stupid to bet against Scottie Scheffler, as we were taught time and time again last year. But if I'm picking between the two of them, Scotty should not be half the odds as Rory. And Rory coming in the form he's playing, it's scary because there's a bunch of fucking losers on this board, right? Like, I mean, Taylor Pendrith is 40-1 in this field. And he's going up against Scotty and Rory. So the top of the board definitely scares me. But the without markets I don't have access to. And even if I did, 95% of those bets don't make sense. Every once in a while, you can catch one where it's like a 5-point difference and it makes sense. But yeah, I'm scared of Rory, but I'm not betting fucking 7 or 8 to 1. I'm just not.
Okay. Let me put you down get you down on the couch. Let me play psychiatrist for a second.
Don't touch me like the last one.
I'm not going to do that. Is there some sort of subconscious that's playing out right now? Something in your subconscious to just gravitate towards Rory because we've seen him win in his final start before a major?
Maybe.
Is that coming into play?
Yeah, it could be. And I really think, man, I'm telling you, I really think the difference is in these 2 wins that he's had, he shouldn't have won the first signature event, air quotes, because it's not a course that fits him. But he completely managed the course different. And he did the same thing at the Players. Like there's something different. Like I really feel like there's something different about Rory and his approach to the game. And yeah, I'm telling you, man, like I just feel like there's something different. I feel like he matured like the rest of us do when we get older, right? He's not gripping and ripping it, and he's not trying to make every fucking hero shot. He watched Scotty win 7 times last year with boring ass golf and placement golf and just making his putts, hitting his greens. And I'm telling you, man, Rory is, man, it could be an all-time year for Rory. I feel like I really do.
Wow. Are you trying to mush that?
No, dude. Listen, I'm on Rory's side now. Once I realized he was being taken advantage of by that Skell Monahan, like I completely flipped the script on Rory. It's been years, and you know it. So stop bringing up the past, Steve.
Okay.
I already got one wife, right, buddy?
You disparaged him on St. Patrick's Day, though. So there's still some angst.
Did.
You did.
Yes,
you did. You were bitter about that narrative.
That's some deep-seated, like, I got brought up Irish Catholic, and like there's just shit that just got downloaded to me that you have to fight every day to not be a knucklehead. You know what I mean?
Listen, I told you I was going to put you in the psychiatry chair. Okay?
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road, bro. Not on the air anyway.
All right, so I'm not even going to ask this question because you're a coward. You're not going to take McIlroy plus 125 against Scotty. All right, you're not going to do that head-to-head. You're not going to put your money where your mouth is.
Yes, I would. You want to make a charity bet?
You will.
You want to make charity bet?
No. I'm just asking. Like, not charity bet. Are you just actually going to bet it?
Yeah, I would. If I had access to that, I'll pull up Hard Rock right now.
Hey, you should. It's a matchup.
I usually do this anyway. So like with the top guys on the board, because golf's so variant, like if I'm getting plus money on 2 guys that are a coin flip, depending, I'll always take the plus money. I'll see if they offer.
Okay. All right. If you're not going to bet Rory, not go single bullet, would you bet Rory minus 105 for a top 10?
Yes.
Yes. So that's going to be on your betting card too, probably.
Yeah, and listen to this. Oh, they got a draw it here. These fucking criminals at Hard Rock. I was like, oh, that's a fucking good odds.
No, you got to go to the.
I gotta wait. They'll drop on without draw tomorrow, but it's okay. It's plus 140, which means it's gonna be like plus 110.
Okay, what about the mega whale play minus 200 top 20? Just put your entire bankroll on that. You're not going to do that?
No. That's the stress level for that type of shit. I can't handle it anymore.
All right, look, I'm taking the stand that because I've gotten burned by the Rory like top 10, like this is a guaranteed lock, and he finishes like T12 or like gets dead.
I know.
A couple times this year.
Especially
I'm not
with weather and
route.
shit too. I know.
I think we might be sleeping on Scotty a little bit this week.
That's what I'm afraid of too.
Every time last year, we kind of started forgetting about him and doubting him, and he just kind of like turned the ship and he did well. So, and like this golf course, like we saw it last year, he should have won this thing. It's pretty perfect for him. Like if they're going to set up like Augusta, that's right up his alley. And the ball striking still looks fine. I would say the driver probably is a little worse this year.
And his putting is back to being not great.
It's not great, but I don't know.
The frustration level, watching the frustration level to me. So as somebody who's like been uber competitive, and there's a certain teetering point where you become too critical of yourself, and the competition takes you over, and you basically on tilt, right? You're on tilt with yourself, and I kind of see Scotty doing that. Like just watching. Now look, his floor obviously is a T20, right? But. Yeah, man. Like I just feel like there's something off, and he's such a perfectionist. And like I said, I don't feel like he deals with adversity well. Like I feel like it throws him off his game, and it just kind of snowballs.
Okay, all right. I think that's enough talk about Scotty and Rory. You are going to have Rory bets on your betting card.
Yep.
I'm just gonna probably go. I'm gonna do what I normally do: fade top of the board, have a couple positionals and guys I like down the card here. 6, 7, 8 guys, the outright card. Let's see what happens. So,
yeah.
All right, let's move down the odds board then. We'll start with Aaron Rye, 30-1. Let's go all the way to I don't know, let's cut off at Grazeman at like 60, 65. Okay, so we got this like middle tier here. A lot of appealing names, a lot of loser names in here.
Yep.
But a lot of guys I like. I personally think the winner is going to come out of this range. This is the range where I have most of my outrights this week. So I'll talk a lot about them. There's a lot of guys I've highlighted as well as guys I almost bet.
Well, how about you talk to us about your favorite one? Who is your favorite bet in this?
My favorite bet.
Yep.
In this range.
Yep.
Oh man, it's like, choosing between kids at this point.
Split the baby, man. You got to pick one.
What if Wyndham Clark is just totally fine with the neck injury?
What if go? That's the
what if that it's just
I fucking made.
Okay. Yeah. So I got him at 50. I got him at 50-1. If he's fine,
I got him at 40.
Okay, fine, whatever. If he's fine, obviously, if this is going to be probably a golf course, a little wet, a little saturated, where carry distance is going to matter, that's going to be important this week. A lot of golf courses I looked at as far as tight lies around the green, he's done very well at those golf courses. Very good scrambler, good putter. The iron play has been a little better last couple tournaments. Even I think in the first round at Players, he hit it all right.
Oh,
and he's just been kind of like he's been popping a little bit and then fading. Like at Bay Hill, 36 hole leader, faded, over the weekend a little bit. Century kind of did a little bit, then faded a little bit over the weekend. He got off to a decent start at Players. Then he obviously something happened in the second round. So again, this is just an outright bet.
Yep.
50-1, I think, with his ceiling and upside at this place. And like a lot of these losers around him. And, he's gone toe to toe with Rory and Scotty before and, come out on top. He definitely has the ceiling and upside for it. So I thought that was a good bet. I like,
me too.
And he might not be healthy is what it is at this point. But if he is, I like that number of 50. So that's why I bet him. What about you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same exact shit. Like, listen, what if his neck thing is fine? How many times do we hear about irons not feeling good on the course or his nagging neck injury, Hideki pops up? You know what I mean? Like all these things that we don't really know about because we don't have that type of info. So if he's fine, that number is 100% wrong. And like you said, he fits this golf course very, very well. I like Wyndham where Rory plays well anyway, right? So in my brain, if Rory plays well, I like where Wyndham's going to play well.
Is this the new Ryan Palmer plays well at John Rahm courses?
No, not that bad. No,
not that bad.
No.
I think that was the only thing for like one tournament, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I think we fact checked that with Beth. Yeah.
Remember when Ryan Palmer saved his job by pairing with John Rahm at Zurich and then they won?
Better be lucky than good sometimes, man. That's how it works.
Disgusting. I can't believe they wore tour cards that event. There's a reason why we don't cover it that week. There's a reason why I always schedule my vacation for Zurich week. Okay.
That's right.
That's how dedicated I am to this product. Is scheduling my
right.
vacation, my time off on a tournament that you guys don't care about.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay. All right. Can I talk about Aaron Rye for a second?
Yeah.
Did not bet him outright. I'm
No.
worried though. I'm worried that because I did bet him top 20.
Okay.
Because he's been super consistent. What he lacks in distance, he makes up for in being really good over 150.
Yeah.
And he's one of these guys that statistically is not very good in general around the green. But when you get him on golf courses where it's more tight lies, he's actually one of the better players in this field and where he's performed there. He's won at Renaissance Club. This was before it became a PGA Tour golf course, beat Tommy Fleetwood in really bad weather conditions that year. Yeah. He won at Renaissance. Like I just mentioned, good at some of those other comp courses around the green, good overseated putter, been really good here. I bet him positional, but I'm worried. I'm worried that this is going to be the one where kind of like at Wyndham, I think I bet him positional and even winning. I'm worried I'm doing that again.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same thing, right? Like, I think we even said, like, if Rye beats us, he beats us. Like, this is, that week, it was a community win for the most part, and we weren't on it. I feel like we missed both community wins that year.
Maybe.
Was it Ricky?
I don't know.
Ricky was the same year.
No, Ricky was 2 years ago.
My God, my memory's so bad.
No, that was also another terrible, one of the worst days of my life that day. Yeah, because I went away from the podcast at that point.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And we had that troll. Remember that troll saying like Ricky's gonna win? Yes. That mouth breather. Yes. And I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, winning.
Sure did. Off a bad lie.
You do.
Yeah, listen, I'm scared of Rye too. Like, for everything you said, right? Like bad weather, great long iron player, really consistent here. Clearly plays well at golf courses he likes. So yeah, it's a little scary. I think Spawn's number is ridiculous. That's silly. I don't trust Finau. I don't care about his course history. What do you think about Minwoo? He hasn't played here, but he checks all the boxes.
Okay. So what's vexing about Minwoo is we keep waiting for him to show up at a golf course where he can actually unleash the driver. Because we see him do well at like Pebble. We see him do well at like Sawgrass, Cognizant.
So weird.
So like weird. All these golf courses where he's kind of kept on.
Like Cam Davis.
Like, all right, release you into the wild there. And he just stinks.
Yeah.
But I bet Minwoo. I bet Minwoo leads. I went back to it again this week for a couple reasons. One, I looked at his iron play at the Players, and Saturday was a complete disaster, which worked in my favor. I bet him over his round score, so that was delightful. Yeah. But he hit his irons really good the other 3 rounds, and maybe he can chalk up just the really bad weather conditions on Saturday that got the best of him. So irons were pretty good in his last start. Obviously, he's got the distance. He's great around the green and around these, these golf courses, really tight lies. That Scottish Open that you love bringing up about Thomas Dietrich blowing it for you.
Yes.
Well, he blew it to Minwoo Lee at Renaissance Club. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
And this is a golf course as well. Maybe some of the other ones we've tried betting him where you just unleash the driver. Maybe those are golf courses where it's very penal to miss fairways, and it's not really here. No.
Okay.
So I got him 45-1, and that fit in the betting card. And I liked it this week. I can see that pathway for him that fit a lot of what I was looking for this week. So he's on the betting card as well.
Yep. Same with me. So we're on 2 of the same guys so far. I like it.
Okay.
You told me that did you tell me you liked Michael Kim this week, or was I dreaming that?
No, you must have been drinking.
I think no, listen, man, you'd be surprised at the weird shit I dream about. I'm like, did that really happen? Okay, so you don't
know what we said about Michael Kim. Maybe this is what you remember. I said I prefer Michael Kim when he's barely making cuts.
That's right. That sounds more accurate.
Yeah, that's probably what I said. So no, Michael Kim is not. I don't like him this week. So hold on a second. So you don't like Michael Kim either?
I think it's my DFS bias bleeding in now.
Okay. Well, why don't I ask you some questions, some matchup questions, okay?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Minwoo Lee minus 120 over Michael Kim.
Yeah, all day.
Okay. Sung J M minus 115 over Michael Kim.
Ugh, cyanide.
Okay. Michael Kim minus 115 over Jacob Bridgman, who I think we need to devote some time to a little later.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't take that because I like Bridgman. And
okay.
We can talk about
how about Davis Thompson minus 130 over Michael Kim?
That's a lot.
You hate Davis Thompson.
I don't like Davis Thompson.
You don't like how he looks.
I fucking hate the way he looks, but he fits this golf course really well.
He does. I bet him. At what I bet him at. Like before his number got 40. It's actually the highest golfer I bet odds this week. He's down to like 28 to 1. But you're right. Like he fits a lot of things you're looking for. Obviously, really long off the tee, great around the green, good overseas putter.
Yeah.
You know, the irons have been trending up on him.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't fault you for betting him at that number. If I had access to that number, I might have thought about it, but I think I had him at like 25 to fucking open at Hard Rock, so I was like, I'm good.
No, I mean, I think he won John Deere last year. Like, obviously, Rory and Scotty. That's all he's won. I think he won John Deere at like 40 to 1. So similar odds, he can do it.
Yeah, fine. I don't hate it. Whatever, it is what it is. I just don't like his face.
All right. What do you think about Siwoo Kim this week?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm just. I don't know, man. Me and him went our separate ways. We got waiting for the divorce papers to finalize. Like he just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Well, yeah, he's too boring for you.
He's too boring. You're right. He's too boring for me.
Okay. Good long iron numbers. Like, I mean, honestly, it's kind of a similar profile as Aaron Rai here. You know, short off the tee, good long iron numbers, great around the green, and really good at a lot of these places with tight lies. Good overseas putter.
Yeah,
and you're getting him for
I get it.
15 points less.
Yeah,
he's hit the ball all right. He's hit the ball pretty well here in his career. So I'm not saying for like an outright, but like that could be someone like what's his top 20 price? Because I'm looking for guys that might want to be interested in top 20. So like top 20 on Siwoo Kim at like plus 190. I could get behind that maybe.
All right.
Because I do think off the tee is a little overrated here, as far as like I talked about earlier. Like it's hard to separate yourself off the tee here. So even through distance,
you say that, but you look at last year's leaderboard, and it's all fucking.
I know, but like you also had Aaron Rai up there, Billy Horschel up there, so it can be done.
Billy's not super short.
Billy's short. Get out of here.
He's not super short.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in a
listen. When we're talking, like you can go between like the 25th off the tee to like 45th, and you're talking about like a 1.5 yard distance. He's
below average in distance.
What's his average?
I don't know. I'm just looking at the skill set chart.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. We don't need to hold it up for that. Okay. All right. So Siwoo, I'm out.
Actually, you know what? Him and Siwoo basically hit it about the same off the tee.
Can't believe I like Billy now more than Siwoo. Who am I?
You're watching too much TGL, I think.
Okay. He's actually like an asshole on TGL. Okay. He's the only one who really loves it, I feel like.
All right. Why can't Steven Yeager go back to back?
That for me though. I don't know. He's a Nazi.
Because he's a Nazi.
Whenever I bet on him, he's a fucking Nazi.
You know, I got called that in high school history class, by the way. I was having a disagreement with somebody.
You did?
A Nazi. Yeah. So he called me a Nazi. I think we were fighting. I think we were debating about like something with like AP government. And he got mad at me and called me a Nazi. What the hell, dude?
Yeah, it's aggressive.
It was aggressive. So
no, I mean, look, he's played well here. I think he had a top 15, top 20 here the year before.
He's won here.
Well, no, but I'm saying even I mean even before the win is what I'm saying. Even before the win.
Distance around the green play is great. He's actually I think he has the highest around the green strokes gained at the comp courses I looked at. So no wonder he's done well here.
Yeah.
So
he just, I just feel like, I don't know. He when you have money on him, I feel like he's frustrating to watch, like with the putting. Like he's not going to get penalized for being, blowing it off the box here, but that putting can be frustrating. But he can also get hot and fucking win. But yeah, like I just couldn't fit him, man. Like these Hard Rock numbers, man. I have to. My cards are always ends up having to be small because fucking I lose 15 points on everybody.
Okay. Jacob Bridgman.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah. So
You go
Discord,
first.
the Discord was so disparaging. So disparaging. I
It's
bit
the
my tongue.
DFS. It's the DFS guys. They didn't like his popularity last week.
No, it wasn't just that.
Although
They said he-
comparing him to Peter Malnati, I think is very insulting. That's
what I'm saying.
extremely insulting.
Yeah, I held my tongue, right? I understood why, right? Like I understood why they don't like him. You look at that, you look at what he was doing and just fucking every iron up and just scrambling his balls off and making putts. But like we said on the Sunday night show, I don't have many of those guys, right? And this guy didn't fucking melt like the rest of these gutless losers usually do. He hung around and he did not let himself get blown out of that tournament. He kept trying to come back. He held around, he hung around. And you know what? That's just his skill set. Not everybody is fucking an iron flusher, guys. Like there's multiple ways to skin a cat on a golf course. So I'm not going to disparage the way he gets it done. And I think, I mean, the kid was a stud golfer in college. Stud, just because he didn't do anything the first year out. So what? Who cares? Like he's playing really fucking well this year, and it's not garbage fall swing events. He's doing this with big boy events against good fields. And listen, if he doesn't hit his irons well, then fine. I'll take somebody who'll make a fucking 12-foot putt. Like I don't care how he gets it done. I don't. So all that being said, I don't know if I can go back to him this week.
Okay.
That
he hits his iron. He hits his
rough.
irons fine, guys. Okay, like this isn't
fine.
Mackenzie Hughes we're dealing with. Okay.
Yeah.
Who actually I kind of like this week. We'll get to him a little bit.
Oh, gross. I hate him from last week. Cost me
You
lots
know
of money
what?
for making it on +2.
I really wanted to go back. He was high on my model. He looks really good in these around the green comp courses.
I know
that.
I know.
And
the stuff he doesn't do. I was just gonna say the stuff that he doesn't look good around the green. It was always coming out of that thick shit. Everything else, he looks so good on like the tight lies and like coming. Like it was the thick shit that he kept getting stuck on, and there's not going to be any of that around the green here.
Let me tell you how
this might be a late night gin and tonic Wednesday. I'm pulling the trigger and shadow bet.
Let me tell you how this is going to play out. Okay, this is how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
I'm going to just bet him positional, like top 20 at like I don't know whatever odds I can get him. Whatever I can't find it on here, but I'll probably bet him like whatever. About 2 to 1, probably like 2 to 1 top 20. Okay. Yeah. He's going to come out and birdie his opening hole. You are going to melt my phone with something. And then I'm going to rush to my phone and probably like just ghost bet him like 30 to 1 at that point and not tell anybody. Okay. Just my own sanity. Right. That's how that's going to play out. Yep. For this official show, he's going to be just positional only for me. Yeah. Just something's telling me that I think to stay away from the outright, but I think he
it's lurking with me too. The stay away is lurking with me too, especially because I get stubborn and like if I like a guy and everybody's shitting all over him, I'll get defensive and I'll just be stubborn and I'm 100% the type to cut my nose off to spite my face. So
okay,
I have to be aware of that.
Okay, how about Taylor Pendrith? Any thoughts on him? We liked him on our first initial blush on Sunday.
Yeah, then I dig in and I just can't with him. I just can't.
So the argument you can make with Pendrith would be the Jason Kokrak route of
that's fair.
Terrible around the green, but listen, Kokrak lost a stroke around the green, still won this place.
But he's like really
what I explained earlier, though. Go ahead.
I said he's just really bad around the green. He's like way worse than Kokrak was. I feel like.
So Kokrak, what I explained earlier, Kokrak was actually trying to go up around the green. Had 2 really crappy rounds that saw him to be T25 after 2 rounds, and then had a phenomenal weekend when like guys like Matthew Wolff and Martin Traynor basically threw up the lead at that point. And he actually turned it around. I actually looked at Pendrith's around the green play the last like 4 tournaments. He's lost in 7 straight rounds, like significantly. Ouch. I think he's only gained like 2 rounds in his last like 14 or something. Like he's a struggle bust. And if I'm looking at that and I'm looking at the strokes gain profile of, hey, this is a tournament where around the green is very sensitive to your total strokes gain. What's the likelihood at a pretty difficult golf course around the green with a lot of tight lies that Taylor Pendrith is going to turn around? Oh, and by the way, other than Pinehurst, where he was actually scrambling pretty well heading in, his overall profile around the green, a tight lie golf course, is actually pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
So
yeah, I'm good.
I like Pendrith. I think you can get behind it from if you want to go with the Kokrak route and think that, like, yeah, he just ball strike his way, lose strokes around the green putt. Yeah, obviously that's happened. That was enough for me to, obviously I can't bet everybody. That was enough for me to say, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. So
yeah, I'm with you.
All right, so let's get back to guys we actually bet here. You got mad about Thomas Dietrich being on the list?
Yeah, so I bet Dietrich because I bet him last week too. And that guy just could not make a fucking putt, man. Last week, I swear to Christ, every time I looked, it was, listen, he was a little loose off the box on some holes too, but he missed so many looks from 7 feet, 11 feet, 8 feet, 7 feet. Like it was like death by 1,000 paper cuts. And he finally started putting it together on Sunday. So I'll go back. Plays well here. Number was fair at 60. So yeah, I like Dietrich at 60.
Wow, you beat me on a number.
That never happens.
Wow, I got moved to Florida.
Let's go.
I got him at 55 before. I think his number went down a little bit. So yeah, like I think my criticism of Dietrich was a little unfair on the Sunday show. I was looking more at like what he had been doing up until Valspar, like pretty bad golf. Yeah, he was better
coming off a win, partying it up.
Yeah, he was better last week. Obviously good finishes at the Renaissance Club, one of the comp courses I looked at this week. One at Scottsdale. There's a lot of tight lies around that green.
Oh yeah, shit, I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Been really good here. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Nope.
And I mean, pretty good from over 150 as far as strokes gained per shot. In that category, has some pop off the tee. I thought the number was pretty good, so he fit a lot of things I was looking for. So Dietrich also.
Shit, we are very
shared
similar fucking card.
Love it. Yeah, we have a very similar card.
Love it. All right. Sell me on Seth. Just sell me on him. Come on, give me the sell job.
Okay. All right, I'll sell you on Seth. Well, so here's the thing. I got him at 70 to 1.
Okay.
And I think I think I said to you, it's kind of a similar argument I made, I think, like in prior shows. Now I was betting him at like 25 to 1, which was a mistake.
Yeah, correct.
I think I've reached the point with Sahith that, and I like the guy. I've followed his career as far as like his progression. I look at his daily golf page a lot because I've just been trying to figure out like why does he just go through these huge prolonged stretches of just bad golf and then spikes? And it seems like this is just him over and over and over. And he can't really, it just comes out of nowhere. Like I look back at his history, like last year, like he had like 3 or 4 tournaments in a row, just like bad ball training. And all of a sudden he finishes like second, leads like tee to green. Like it just, it doesn't make sense. And when a guy like Sahith, when he gets down to like 70 to 1, where I feel like he does have a ceiling and he gets to a golf course that I think can mask a lot of his deficiencies like this place can. And he's pretty good around the green. I think his recent iron numbers from 150 aren't that good, but long term they're a little better. I kind of like taking a shot at the upside at that point. Okay. And it's 70 to 1 for my card.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
I like just taking a stab at it because I think it's so hard to predict with him just when he actually pops, but it's going to happen. And it comes out of nowhere. So I'm willing to take that shot at 70 to 1 based on his fit for this place and his ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the guys around him. I'd much rather bet somebody who I believe has a ceiling like that versus Alex Smalley, right? Who a guy just until he shows it to me, I'm never betting that fucking guy.
Well, that's another guy I bet.
Oh, come on.
It was 60 to 1 though. Like again, like this is not like 30 to 1 Alex Smalley like it was in Mexico. This is 60 to 1 Alex Smalley.
I guess.
So and like it's kind
of right.
I mean, if I like Davis Thompson this week, who I bet, he's got good off the tee and length and good around the green play. Like Alex Smalley also has some length and good around the green play. Yeah. So it's very similar profile at that point. So, and he's been pretty good here. He's got that top 10 back a couple years ago.
Yeah. So you like Small? I guess basically they're almost the same price. You like him better than Grayson?
That's tough. I mean, yes, I bet Smalley. Grazerman, I can't get over just how sloppy he is with his irons sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But again, I can definitely see it here. So I almost bet him. He was a finalist. Let's put it that way.
He's
and
somebody
Taylor
who I got.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to ask you about next. Was Taylor Moore? I have question marks next to both of those guys.
Yeah. So basically, the iron play I think on both was enough to disqualify it for me.
Okay.
But I can see it. I'm
okay.
If you bet those guys, that's fine. It was actually so other guys I like. So Gracerman was a finalist. Taylor Moore was a finalist. I told you I liked a lot of guys in this range.
Yeah.
And Jason Day actually was a finalist. Jason Day's been hitting the ball pretty good. He withdrew from players with a quote unquote illness. Yeah. But he's got, I think, a T14 finish here a couple of years ago. He finished, I think, top 5 in that 2021 event. I think what I didn't like about Day was I valued the carry distance a little more.
The Malbon outfits.
Not the Malbon outfits. Just I think it's the carry distance, but really good around the green. His iron play has been trending up. So that was a finalist. I if you bet he's on your betting card, like I can't bet everybody. I don't mind that.
Yeah. Let me ask you about somebody who you bet last week. So you bet last week and I turned my nose up at it. I feel like he's a better course fit here. Jake Knapp.
Who is it?
Jake Knapp.
No.
Okay. So is he not? He's a better course fit here, yeah?
I mean, off the tee, yeah.
And
I think his around the green play stinks.
So I look back. So this is what I always try to think back of. How many strokes around the green did he lose trying to chip it off those rocks? Do you know what I mean? Like, how much did that skew the data?
Yeah, but like even so, like the ones I looked at, like the specialized tight lies places, he didn't rate out very well for me.
Okay. I was just asking because I know you bet Knapp last week, and I was wondering if he's going to be in card this week.
No, I did not. Actually, I did not bet. I said I was interested in Knapp. I did not bet Knapp. Actually.
Oh, I thought you did bet him.
No, I did not. He did not make the. I said I was intrigued, but I ended up coming to my senses, and thank God I did. He stunk.
He stunk.
No, I did not bet Knapp last week.
Okay.
All right, so let's move past like 70-1. So there's no world where I could convince you on Kirk Hideyama at all.
No.
Okay. What if I told you he was really good at something?
I don't care.
Around the green, like,
buddy.
You don't care,
buddy. I wouldn't bet him with your money.
Okay. I mean, look, if we're looking for distance, good iron
people who make
150.
I would like people who I bet on to make the cut.
Okay.
That's step 1.
Okay. Look, I didn't bet him either.
Yeah. So,
but
stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not you. It's not
saying you. I'm just saying I'm sympathetic. If you want to continue to punch yourself in the crotch again.
Good.
I'm sympathetic to that view this week.
Hard pass.
Let's put it this way. If he's low owned in DFS, I'm very sympathetic. I don't want him anywhere on my betting card though. But I think if you want some exposure in DFS, fine. I think now
get different. Get different somewhere else. Bottle darling.
All right. What about Patrick Rogers this week?
Okay. All right. Talk to me a little bit about him.
All right. Again, like my betting card's full at this point.
Yeah.
Because I really liked a lot of guys from like 40 to like 70-1.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about?
I was looking at him at Novak.
Okay.
Different player profile.
Rogers, you got distance off the tee, good around the green, good at some place with some tight lies, good overseas putter.
Yep.
Like, this would be a type of tournament I think he would do well at.
Like it's not. It's not a super strong field other than the top, right? So
no.
Yeah.
No. So I like that. Seamus Power showed a little bit last week.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know.
He's really good around the green. He's really done some tight lie places.
I know, but in my brain, he's super short off the box. It's not like
he's actually not that. He is actually gaining distance on the field.
Is he?
Yeah, it's not big, but
damn it,
he's still gaining a little bit.
I've lost so much money over my lifetime on fucking Seamus Power because he has the best fucking name.
Okay. All right. That's another guy.
What about Novak? Talk to
Mildly
me about
interested
Novak.
I mean, I didn't really highlight him, but I get it.
That's fine.
I think what disqualified it, he's one of these guys that the around the green play looks good.
Yeah.
But when you get him some of those like comp courses around the green,
No bueno.
he's not as good.
Okay.
And maybe that's like okay. Maybe he does it in places where it's like more rough, or like maybe he's a bunker player. It's stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
maybe
I just does he do good at TPC courses too? And those always have those shaved lines.
I mean, he was good at Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So I mean, this isn't a TPC golf course though.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking shaved lies, like not thick rough. Like,
okay. I like Mackenzie Hughes this week.
I swore him off after he stole my money a couple times on the false swing. I get why you like him though.
Okay. So he's been awesome here. Have you seen his resume here?
I have. It's fucking. I know.
3 top 20s, and maybe it's because like this is a place where around the green is way more impactful towards your total start getting your ability to separate than other places, and like he's awesome in that area. Maybe that's why he's been really good here. He's got a little more pop off the tee than you think. Kind of like with Seamus Power, it's like sneaky power. It's like sneaky power off the tee.
Yeah.
Iron play is garbage, but if we're gonna see maybe some rain and bad weather conditions first couple of days, maybe possibly some wind on Sunday, maybe that kind of shrinks the gap between him and the rest of the field. I probably will have some sort of positional on him on my card.
I was looking at the top 20 is pretty nice.
Yeah, I also have access to top 30s. Might be doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those are some guys. Rogers, Seamus Power, Mackenzie Hughes, past like 70-1 were guys that piqued my interest.
What about my boy Ryder? I was off him last week.
Ryder.
Dude, he showed up last week.
He's really bad around the green.
I know. I was hoping you were going to say he's decent on the comp courses.
And I think that's why like his career tee to green at Memorial Park is so bad. I think there's a
direct correlation. Why is Diamond good at this fucking course?
He's a good long iron player.
Yeah.
Might be that.
Yeah.
So,
all right. I saw a bear off talking about Victor Perez. What do you know about?
Yeah, I mean, he rated pretty highly in my model. Good iron player.
4-1, top 20.
Yeah, I don't hate. I mean, listen, I'm sympathetic to Victor Perez. Like, that's a guy that always kind of piques my interest. Good around.
He's the one that you're always afraid we're betting the wrong Frenchman when we're not betting him.
Yeah. I'm good with Victor Perez. I think for like a positional.
Okay. 4-1. I mean, field of one's fucking. I love 4-1 fucking top 20s. Those
he's hit it. He's hit it well here in his career. Tee to green. He's a good long iron player. Good overseas putter.
Okay.
Around the green's a little lacking, but I mean, he's got some other things that would pique your interest here.
Okay.
Who else? What about well, I mean, we both bet. Do we need to talk about Davis Riley? I mean, we both bet him on Sunday. We both kind of went through it already.
Yeah.
Listen, you missed the boat already. Yeah. I got him at 150. You got him at what, 190?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you missed the boat. But he was criminally underpriced at the beginning of the week. Markets have adjusted. Like if you're staring at like 70-1, like there's other guys I think in that range that I'd rather bet.
Yeah. I mean, if he can still catch a decent position, I don't mind that either.
Yeah, but he's playing good. The iron play's trending around. He's been good in Texas, been good here. He's been really good around the green lately. Good overseas putter. Like, yeah, like he's got everything you're really looking for. The number has gotten really out of control at this point.
Where the fuck has Lee Hodges been?
I don't know.
I mean, he doesn't fit this golf course, but I just happened to see his name, and I feel like I haven't talked about him in forever. Did he get injured? Must have got injured.
I think he's just been kind of
shitty.
Kind of. Okay. I mean, like with him, good long iron player.
Yeah.
He's been horrible. Yeah, actually, he's actually been kind of good lately. What's he been doing lately? Maybe it's a lot of like top 30 finishes and
and we're just not
kind of like hiding under the radar a little bit. All right, yeah. So oh, you know what? You're right. He hasn't. This is his first tournament in like a month and a half.
Okay. Yeah, 2-9. Yeah.
That makes sense. T10 at Sony, T34 American Express, T9 Farmers, T33 Pebble, T57 Phoenix, and then he's just been gone. So yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so scratch. His name just jumped out to me because I was scrolling down by like the 200s.
People like Isaiah Salinda, I get it. Pop off the tee, good around the green.
What about your boy Fishburne?
When did he become my boy?
I don't know. You mentioned him one time like a year ago.
Might have been negatively. No, not.
Well, last week.
For my gummy play this season, Mac Meisner. I could get in. I could be interested in that. Good long iron player, good around the green, good overseas putter. Doesn't have a lot of distance though, but I think the first beginning of the year was pretty bad for him, but I think he finished like top 40 last week, so maybe he's on the rise.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. That's fine. I don't hate it.
That's really about it.
Yeah, I think we're out of guys.
I think we are. I mean, I really peppered that like 40 to like 70 to 1 range, and that's why we spent a lot of time. I think the winner is going to come from there.
I like it.
Okay.
Hopefully it's one we share.
Hopefully. All right. Do you want to end the golf talk?
Hold on. So somebody's asking about Jesper Svensson.
I mean, he's been playing pretty well this year.
Yeah, he showed
a little bit of cognizant, and
he's
got a lot of pop off the tee. He's a good putter, not very good around the green though. But he's got distance. Like if that's somebody like where all you care about is hitting it far, then I mean, yeah, he's kind of your man.
I feel like Francois should be asking us about Victor Perez and not Jesper Svensson. Just saying.
Or maybe he might be French Canadian.
Oh, I hope
maybe he's sympathetic to Mackenzie Hughes.
Ugh, Habs fans, the worst. I hope you're not a Canadian fan.
Okay. All right. Do you want to end the golf talk and go to football?
Yeah, let's go to football for a minute. Absolutely. So I texted you, Russ LOL. Please tell me how you feel. Do you have Jameis Winston and Russ Wilson now?
I mean, I'm still sorting out my feelings.
Russ Wilson stinks. I'm fine. I'm happy for you for Jameis. I am. I like Jameis. I like Jameis.
Jameis is also awful. Here's the thing, though. Jameis is easier path towards bottoming out and being truly terrible.
I don't think so. Russ Wilson was 31 out of 32 over the last. Yeah,
but here's the thing: like with Dayball's offense, it's gonna be a lot of safe dinking and dunking, and
stinks.
Listen, I agree with you. I think he stinks, but I think he also could get like 6 wins out of this team, and that's a disaster. Because then we're picking what 9th, 10th again.
Yeah,
and then we got to trade up to get a quarterback. We're just
have a new GM and a new coach, though.
We're do this whole thing all over again, where we have terrible options at quarterback. We can't solve it. We're stuck in the draft because we won a stupid, meaningless game the year before that didn't matter. That knocked us out of position to actually fix this franchise. All right, we're gonna do the same thing again with Russ Wilson. And I don't know. I mean, I guess this gives them an excuse that if they don't like Shedeur Sanders to say, well, we'll just roll with Russ and then Jameis. And it's such a crappy situation at this point. Shane and Dayball are gone. They're dead men walking. It's going to be another wasted year. Our schedule is brutal. But the problem is I think Russ is competent enough. We're going to get like 6 wins.
No,
I'm not saying he's competent. But I think
you are not winning 6 wins with Russell Wilson. You are not getting 6 wins.
I think we get 6 wins. I think we get 6 wins, and I'm gonna be miserable. I'm gonna bitch after every single win because this team is going nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere. And that's where this team's going. So it's just gonna be another wasted year, I feel like, and just me being miserable with no hope, no plan for a quarterback, new coach, new GM. Same shitty owner, same shitty Steve Shermer on Sunday nights. That's what you're going to get. Okay. Is that a good rant?
I love it. You made my night.
Yeah, I know. Well, your boy got a weapon, though. You got stuff on
man. Yeah, listen. I'm not gonna knock it, right? Because I've been bitching about the Crafts being cheap and not going out and doing anything. We can't draft wide receiver. We typically can't even get a good free agent wide receiver. So let's hope it works out. I'm a little worried, right? Like it ain't my money. I'm just glad they're fucking spending it. 31-year-old coming off an ACL injury makes me a little nervous, but I don't give a shit. He's the best receiver we've had in fucking forever. Maybe it'll attract some other people to come play. They bolstered the defense up enough where we should have 2 really good cornerbacks. Drafted some disruptive D linemen, took in some Vrabel guys for linebacker. So I'm excited about the defense to not be abysmal. Our line is still absolute trash, but if Diggs does play week 1, and then we get like Travis Hunter, pick 4, 2 good wide receivers, Drake May, a decent running back, a good defense. Listen, I just want to be not a clown show. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm fine with a 500 or close to a 500 season. I just want people to want to come play for us again. Do you know what I mean? Like, the clown show my organization has become after Brady left, between the Belichick shit and fucking the Kraft whining about going to the Hall of Fame and trying to act like he did some great service for fucking Brady because he left because he didn't want to give him a 2-year, $50 million contract. Get fucked, Kraft. Like, yeah, not a fan. You want to hear, like, talk about somebody. I thought John Henry burnt up his fucking goodwill pretty quickly. Old Bobby Kraft blew his goodwill very, very quickly, because when Boston Sports Radio is a different breed. Like, they dig into the numbers, and I mean, hammering them being the lowest spending cash spending team. Like, they don't care about the cap, like the cash, never the cash, like never actually pay. They call it Patriots contingencies. Like, it's all incentives. Like, we don't pay anybody to play, and they wanted to blame Bill for it. Well, guess what? Bill's been gone. You still haven't spent any fucking money. So guess who it really was on? Bobby Kraft. So I'm hoping. I love Vrabel. Was one of my favorite players. So all things right now, pre-draft, rose-colored glasses for you, boy, which is nice. I'm sure I'll be miserable by week 4, but right now I'm going to try to be happy with the Patriots, which I haven't been since 2020. So I take that back. I talked myself into Mac Jones because
you did.
I needed to.
Yeah, it was coping skills at that point.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I think I've already mentioned this. If the Giants don't go quarterback and pass on Travis Hunter at 3, you thought that rant was bad?
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh boy. And I'll be on vacation. I'll be on vacation at that point and probably lubed up with alcohol. Man.
It's going to go what? Cam Wood, right? Cam Wood. And who's going to?
It might be that defensive end for the Browns.
So, like, man, listen, that would be great if he fell. Like, I would love, like, give me Abdul. You talk about the Penn State kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, if he fell to 4, that'll be fucking nice.
Yeah. You know what we probably should do? Because we picked back to back, right? 3-4. We probably should do like a live stream of our reactions.
We can do.
All right. We'll talk to Cam about that. Because I'll be on vacation to the Outer Banks. And I mean, we've done similar things before.
Yeah. Where
we should do that. Yeah. You know what? Let's plan on that. You know what the thing does? One of our stupid teams is going to trade out of that spot and just ruin the entire thing.
No, then you get to watch our visceral reaction for trading out of a fucking top 5 pick.
Yeah, Travis Hunter's on the board. We trade away. We do it.
Stroke.
Yep. No, let's plan on that. Let's plan on doing like some sort of live stream.
Love it. On that Thursday. All right. Well, listen, man. So we got Houston this week.
Yep.
Then what the hell's next week?
Next week we got 2 tournaments. We have Valero Texas Open. We got Live, but you know where they're going next week?
Doral.
They're going to Doral.
Yeah, I know.
An actual
good golf course.
An actual course that actually challenges these guys.
Yep, agreed. I'm interested in Live next week because I also obviously I want to see how these boys play before certain people play before Augusta. So
exactly, like 12 people that we actually care about.
I mean, I was thinking like
7.
5. I got 5. Sergio, Terrell, Rahm, Brooks, and I'm sure there's one I'm forgetting. Oh, Bryson. So 5. This is my 5.
Well, DJ showed a little bit in Singapore.
No, I'm done with DJ. DJ, no.
If DJ finishes 3rd next week, you are all back in.
That's fair.
Come on, it's DJ. Everybody loves DJ.
I know it's fair. It's fair. I said it's fair. So.
All right.
All right. So
All right,
we'll be
let's
back
end the show.
same night, same bat channel on Sunday to recap. Hopefully a nice winner. And moving into the week before Masters. So I'm sure it'll be heavy Masters talk, recap, prepping for Valero and the live event. And yeah, man, we're almost there. I'm pretty sad that we're not going this year though. Like I feel like every year now is gonna be a disappointment because we're not there. Look,
Yeah,
I
but
still drink.
we'll have a lot of good
I still drink with the Masters cups. I don't even let my kids use them. I'm like, no, you put that down.
Yeah, but you know what? It was a great memory. Great memory.
Ah, it's a beautiful memory. It was a beautiful memory. All right, well, let's cash some fucking bets this week. Let's beat them fucking books, and we'll see you motherfuckers in the Discord. Bye.